Sunday, FYI, 9 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. And then I'm teaching the following Sunday, 9 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. And then I think it's December. And in December, I'm taking over. And it's just going to be 10 a.m. power every Sunday, not the 2 classes, just 10 a.m. power. So starting in December. And then just an FYI or a heads up, next Tuesday night is my embodiment class. It's my once per month offering that includes yoga. It's an hour and a half, yoga, breathwork, and sound. What else do I need to say about it? I don't know. It's been awesome. Like the first class, there was only 6 people, so I wasn't sure if it was gonna take off. But then last time there was like 20 or more people. It was packed, so I'm excited. So please come if you're around 7 to 8:30 next Tuesday. And me and Kim have so I'm doing Ireland with Kim again next June, and then we have Spain in July. Those are both open. I have a couple spots left for Peru in January if anyone's like ready to just send it last minute. Yeah, so if you have any questions, let me know. Ask me after class. For class today, deep power now is Thursdays, which is slow and steady. Is there anything in particular you want to work on or practice? Special request? Hamstring stuff? Okay, cool. Anything else? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna call it power and just do whatever the hell I want to do on Sunday. And I'll take requests too. So if you're like, please do a flow today, then I'm like, okay, you do a flow. Unless people have like really strong feelings, then I'm gonna start taking control. Just kidding. All right, let's do it. We'll do some hamstring stuff for sure. So comfortable seat. Did you have any question, Laura? You're good? Okay. Comfortable seat. And if you want, I always like to move a little bit, just kind of feel my physical body, get some physical feedback. So kind of get your wiggles out or just move around gently. And then when you feel ready, intentionally settle into stillness. So sit bones against the ground, spine nice and long, back of your neck nice and long. Close your eyes. And place your hands wherever you want to place them, but do so intentionally. So maybe on your lap, maybe to your heart, maybe one hand to heart space, one hand to belly. And just take these first few moments to really slow down and tune in. So it's something that we are very not used to doing in our society and our culture, is just slowing down and being with ourselves. So for a moment, just be with yourself. Just notice how you feel. Just notice any emotions that might be moving through you. Any sensations that are there, physical, energetic. Notice the rise and fall of your breath, the quality of your breath, the texture of your breath. Notice anywhere you're tensing up without even realizing it. So maybe you're holding tension in your face, your jaw, your neck, your shoulders. Sometimes I feel like I hold a little bit of tension or a lot of bit of tension in the back of my heart space. So I've been exploring allowing my breath, allowing energy to flow from front to back a little bit more. So just feel into your body, feel into your breath, feel into the energy that's inside of you. Next time you inhale, fill up as big as you can and take a moment to just pause at the top and really feel this prana, this life force, let it circulate around inside. When you're ready, open your mouth and big sigh to let it go. Ah. We'll do that 2 more times. So inhale, fill up, pause. See if you can sip in even more. Fill up as big as you can. And then when you're ready, let it go. Sigh it out. Open your mouth. Very nice. One last time. Biggest inhale of your entire morning. Wake yourself up from the inside. So all the little spaces expand with your breath. And then open your mouth and let it go. Good, friends. Seal your lips now and begin to drop into your Ujjayi breath. So in and out through your nose by way of the back of your throat. And start to create that whisper noise, that oceanic sound as you breathe in and breathe out. So slow and spacious inhales. Long, strong exhales all the way to emptiness. You can stay right here, just your morning seated meditation for as long as you'd like. Maybe this is where you stay the entire class. Perfectly fine with me. Whenever you are ready to move, maybe you start from your seat so you can start exploring movement through your spine again, your upper body, your arms, your head, your neck, your shoulders. Eventually, no rush, hands and knees. So find your way onto all fours and just start to explore from there. So you guys are good at this. You're familiar with intuitive movement. So intuitive movement means moving from this moment based on how you feel. So not going into your routine of, okay, first I do 3 cat-cows, then I take 3 hip circles, then I sit back for 3 breaths in child's pose. Instead, just feel into right now. What is your body craving? What does your body need? What feels tight this morning? What feels tense or sore or stiff? And how can you create more space? How can you send your breath into those tight spaces? So really getting curious about what's going on inside right now, right here. Yes, I love it. There's no right or wrong way to move. It's all about you moving from your felt senses. As you're ready, so I'm going to say about 5 more rounds of breath, just exploring. And then eventually we'll take it back to a downward facing dog. So you can transition in your own way, in your own time. Eventually down dog is our destination. Just notice, feel, observe. So this is your time, again, to be with you. Let everything else fall away and feel into your body. Feel into your breath. Once you are in dog pose, keep exploring, keep moving around. Pedal out your heels. Shift your weight from side to side. Maybe take your feet out really wide or your hands out really wide just to see how it feels. So your exploration of your down dog in this moment. Maybe it feels good to keep a really big bend in your knees this morning, especially for this first one. So listen to your body. Can you find a softness through your face? Unclench your jaw, loosen through your forehead. Can you feel a strong foundation in your hands? So spread your fingers wide and push down with the pads of your fingertips. Externally rotate your shoulders away from your ears. So feel space. It should feel like you can shake your head yes and no without a problem. There's plenty of space there. Your hips are lifting high because you are connecting to your sensor. So like there's an invisible rope attached to your belly button, pulling up and tugging towards the top corner of the back wall. So feel that lift that comes from your center. You guys look so good. Take one more big inhale into your down dog. And as you exhale, look forward, however you want to get there, forward fold, top of your space. Once you have arrived, come straight into your halfway lift position. So spine nice and long, parallel to the ground. Bring your feet hips width distance apart, or maybe even a little bit wider. All of your toes face forward. We'll twist. So left knee bends, left hand on the ground or to a block, right arm to the sky. So this is a halfway lift with a twist, not a forward fold with a twist. Crown reaches forward, and then pull your right hip back. Stay rooted through the inner edge of your right foot. And see if you can work your right leg just a little bit straighter. Bend your left knee a little or a lot. Maybe wrap your right arm behind your back. Take one more round. Breathe into your low belly and use your exhale to twist just a little further. End of your exhale, unwind and switch to the other side. So right fingertips on the ground or right hand to a block. Right knee bends a lot, left arm reaches up. So pull your left hip back and work your left leg as straight as you can, but stay rooted through the inner edge of your left foot. Nice, Christine. So spine long, left side long. Maybe you want to wrap your left arm behind your back. Yeah, maybe you want to gaze up, but keep your face soft. Take one more huge breath into your belly. Use your exhale to twist, twist, twist. End of your exhale, forward fold, let it go. So maybe a ragdoll, grab opposite elbows, or maybe hands behind your head, interlace your fingers at the base of your skull. Give the back of your neck some traction. You might take a little sway or a little bob or a little bounce. So you can let your head and your upper body be very heavy. Yeah, nice work. Next time you inhale, come back to your halfway lift one more time. Exhale, fold, let it go. Root through your feet, lead with your heart, reverse swan dive, take it all the way up, arms to the sky, hands to heart center with your exhalation. Breath to movement for just a moment. Inhale, reach up, stretch, side body's long, maybe gaze up, swan dive down. So stick your butt out, reach your heart forward, you're light in your heels, then release. Beautiful. Halfway lift, inhale. So crown forward, butt back, press back through the tops of your thighs. Exhale, fold, release. Press into your feet, lead with your heart, reverse swan dive. Inhale, arms to the sky. Hands to heart center, exhale. One more round like that. Moving meditation. Inhale, reach up. See if you can take the entire length of your exhale to dive down. So traction out your spine, then release. Yes. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. How much length, how much strength can you create in your back body? Exhale, fold deeply all the way to empty, navel to spine connection, and then rise. Lead with your heart, arms to the sky. Inhale, nice Brenda. Hands to heart as you exhale. Good. Inhale, take your arms up, stretch tall. And then exhale, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down, shoulder blades hug your spine. Try not to just lock out your elbows. So if you have a tendency to do that, bend your elbows and see if you can press your palms together. Now try to squeeze your elbows closer like they're magnetized. Keep all of that and start to reach your hands back. As you reach your hands back, keep pressing the base of your palms and imagine your fingers are super glued together. You're trying to pull them apart. Stay here or add a back bend. So lift your heart, not just your head, but your sternum, your heart. Open through the front of your heart, front of your shoulders. One more big, huge in-breath. Keep your clasp, hinge at your hips. Exhale, swan dive down. Relax your neck at the bottom. Maybe bend your knees a lot. See if you can lift your butt up towards the sky. Lift your knuckles up towards the sky. If you're pressing your palms and that's too much at this point, you can let it go. Just try not to hyperextend through your elbows. So you should feel a sense of muscle energy, but feel that stretch in the front of your shoulders. One more big, huge in-breath. Relax your neck, head heavy. Exhale, hands to your low back. Release your clasp. Let your arms hang. Give them a little shake. Next time you inhale, halfway lift position. Back of your neck long. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands. Step back to plank. Pause at the top of your push-up. Find your strength. Push the ground away. Exhale, halfway down. So try not to let your shoulders roll forward and don't let your belly drop. Inhale, push back up. Yes. Exhale one more time, halfway down. Strong arms, strong belly. Nice, Kate. Inhale, push up, high plank. Slow as you can, all the way down. Beautiful, good. Spider-Man Cobra, bring your hands out wide, lift to your fingertips, elbows face the sky. Inhale, lift your heart. As you exhale, take a twist to your right side and dip your left shoulder down. Yeah, nice, Lily. Inhale, back to center, lift your heart, little tone in your low belly, press down through your pelvis. Other side, twist. Beautiful. Inhale back to center. Press through your shoelaces. Lift your heart one more time each side. Move with your breath. Try not to rush. Big and spacious inhales. Slow, steady exhales. Nice. Eventually an inhale will bring you back to center. You can hold a little extra if you want to, a little longer. And then we'll meet in a tabletop position. So whenever you're ready, however you want to make that transition, just hands and knees, tabletop. So from hands and knees, make sure your arms are strong. So spread your fingers and actively push the ground away. Take your right arm forward and your left leg back. So rather than a smiley face shape, for now, think of a strong, straight, powerful line. So draw your belly button in and up. Hips are square. You're going to shake somebody's hand. So palm faces in, thumb faces up. Take one more in-breath. Exhale, elbow to knee, slow motion. Round your spine, hollow out your belly. Like you're moving through molasses. Inhale, get long, strong, and powerful. Try not to arch, just a strong, straight line. Exhale, elbow to knee, curl in, round, navel to spine connection. Inhale, reach, long, strong, powerful. One more time. Exhale, elbow to knee, all the way to empty in your breath. Good job. Inhale, re-extend. As you exhale, set just your right hand down, pivot on your right knee, so your right foot comes to the outside of your mat, and then left arm to the sky. So open up to a modified side plank. If you want to bring your left foot to the ground, totally fine. Reach your left arm forward towards the front of the room. So bicep next to your ear. Yeah, lengthen through your left side. If it feels like you're sticking your butt out, see if you can press your hips just gently forward. Stay right here, or final option, bend your left knee, reach back, grab hold of your left foot. Kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot. Nice, Chris. Spread your toes. Try not to kick your foot up, but kick your foot back, and then rotate your heart to look up. Take one more huge round. Soften your face. End of your exhale, slow release. Good job, you guys. Back to hands and knees. Take just a moment on your hands and your knees, maybe a little bit of cat-cow or hip circle. So just intuitively move. We'll come in to thread the needle in just a moment. So start to find your way back to neutral spine. Take your right leg out to the right with your toes facing directly forward. And then before we go into thread the needle, just move your hips forward and back a few times. So like you're coming into a gated cobra pose. So gating is what we're doing with our right leg when we extend it out. And then a gated child's pose, back and forth a few times, feeling around. So this can be as big or as small as you want to make it. Let's come back to neutral. So finish the round you're on. Come back to your neutral spine. Your right leg is still extended out. Your heel comes straight out from your hip. Your toes face directly forward. Left arm out to the left and then all the way up to the sky. Breathe in here. As you exhale, thread your left arm through. So reach, reach, reach as far as you can, and then come down to rest. Resting on the outside of your shoulder, outside of your head gently. You can use your right hand, press the ground away with your right hand, kind of leverage your twists. You can wrap your right arm behind you. Some people like to play with hovering their right leg, their right foot. You can also grab your right big toe with your left peace fingers, find a bind. What feels most skillful in your body? So not forcing anything. Make sure you can breathe, big deep breaths wherever you choose to go. Feel your breath, especially in your back body, all the way down in your low back. Last couple of rounds. Good, nice poses. You do have your right hand lifted. Bring your right palm back to the ground. Next time you inhale, unthread your left arm. Reach it all the way up one more time. Might even feel nice to take an extra breath here. Reach higher. Eventually, left hand comes down. Pick up your right foot and swing your right tiptoes off the left side of your yoga mat. Pull your hips first over to the right. So you might bend your elbows a bit and then gaze back over your left shoulder. Sometimes I even like to peekaboo underneath my chest through my arms. So you can explore, move around, maybe you arch, maybe you round, maybe you rock forward, rock back. Take one more big breath. Right side nice and long. Yeah. And then come back, tabletop. Downward facing dog. So walk it out for just a moment in your dog pose. Ujjayi breath. Can you feel and also hear your own breath as it moves through you? Follow it with your awareness. Next time you breathe in, take your right leg to the sky. So take just a moment and see if you can feel square hips here. So inner thighs face each other. Your right hip faces down and slightly back. And then as you press through your hands, lift from your center. So sometimes I like to bend my left leg, my left knee a lot and come up to the ball of my left foot. Sometimes I like to press my left heel towards the ground. So what feels, again, more skillful for you in this moment? Take one more big inhale. Awesome, Kate. As you exhale, right knee to your nose, curl in, round, push the ground away. Stay here as you inhale. Lift higher through your waistline. And exhale, softly step forward, low lunge. Nice job. Rise to your crescent lunge as you're ready. So take just a moment to settle in. Nice, you guys. Your hips are square, so both hips face directly forward. Front knee over front ankle, high on the ball of your back foot. Hug in, so plug the femur bones into the hip sockets. Your legs are your strong foundation. Lift your heart, tone through your low belly. So as you tone through your low belly, your heart lifts higher. Your spine grows a little longer. Take one more big inhale. As you exhale, hinge forward and bring your hands to your front thigh. So we're preparing for a balance. Draw your belly button in and up, not arching your back, but if anything, feel like you're rounding your low back just a little bit. When you're ready, root into your front foot and float your back foot off the ground. So you're in a warrior 3 variation. Keep your hips square, bend your standing leg if it's helpful. Back leg strong, like you're stomping it onto an invisible wall behind you. Maybe add some arms. So arms could reach out, arms could reach forward, maybe one arm reaches forward, your fullest expression. Nice, Danny, stay connected to your center. One more deep breath. Good, slowly come back to crescent. See if you can land softly. Inhale, arms to the sky, nice work. Exhale, bring your hands down and we'll work into a pyramid stance. So back foot steps forward about a foot or so. For today, or at least for right now, bring your feet onto 2 train tracks. All 10 toes face forward. Find a halfway lift. So maybe your hands to your front shin or a block or your hips. Now bend your front knee for a moment and you're gonna re-straighten your front leg really, really slowly by lifting your right butt cheek up at the same time as you press the top of your right thigh way back. So if it's helpful, you can take your hand into the crease in your right hip, push it back. Imagine there's a rope attached to your right butt cheek and it's pulling straight up towards the ceiling. Your spine's still lengthening, so crown reaches forward as your right butt cheek pulls back and up. One more inhale. Exhale, fold. So forehead towards your shin, nose towards your knee, navel towards your spine. Pull your right butt cheek up, 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 and back, back, back. Good. Use your breath to work the pose. So from the inside out, bottom of every exhale, dive just a little deeper, fold just a little further. If your front leg is shaking, that's a good thing. Be there, it's your edge. Meet yourself there. Stay rooted through the inner edge of your front foot, inner edge of both feet. Take one more deep breath. Good job. Come back to your halfway lift position. Hands to hips. Rise all the way up to stand. So you're standing in a pyramid pose. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward. Take your arms to the sky. Inhale here. And as you exhale, twist to your right, left arm forward, right arm back. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward even more. Squeeze your inner thighs. See if you can broaden through your shoulders. Stay rooted through the inner edge of your front foot especially. Maybe gaze back over your right fingertips. Can you breathe down into your belly? Good. 2 more rounds. Soften your face, unclench your jaw. Next time you inhale, don't let your legs change, but unwind your upper body, arms to the sky. Listen, back bend. Cactus your arms, lift your heart, make it come from your mid and your upper back. Pull your left hip forward, right hip back. Inhale, reach up, spine long. And then exhale, swan dive down. We're not gonna hold it. Pull your right hip back all the way down, fold deeply. Once you are in your fold, we'll work into a standing split. So slowly start to crawl your hands forward and float your back leg to the sky. So really rooting through your right foot, left leg strong, spread your left toes. You can keep your hips square, open up your hips. If you open your hips, just make sure you don't sink into your outer right hip. You hug in with your right inner thigh. Relax through your face, your neck, breathe. If there's a way you want to play or explore, or get curious here, feel free. About 2 or 3 more breaths. So how much length can you create from your right foot all the way up to your left toes? Beautiful, nice poses. Good, awesome, Laura. Spread your left toes. One more big inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Set your left foot down next to right, top of your mat. You can give your right leg a little shake out or kind of pedal out your heels. Heel toe your feet out to the width of your yoga mat, so nice and wide. And then bring your toes out wider than your heels. Come down into a low yogi squat, malasana. If at all possible, your heels stay on the ground. So if that means you need to widen your feet a little bit, widen your feet. If your heels can't stay on the ground, that's okay. See if rather than rounding your spine and curling in, you can be like a turtle coming out of its shell. So lift the crown of your head, broaden through the front of your shoulders. Press your elbows into your inner knees. Take about 3 big deep breaths all the way down into your groin, your hips. Some people, this is a really natural way of being in your body. If you're like me, is super uncomfortable. See if you can soften around it. Ah, good. One last round. Side out your mouth if you'd like. End of your exhale, fingertips down. Lift your hips. Heel toe your feet in, hips width distance or big toes touch. You choose. Inhale, halfway lift. Realign your spine. Exhale, bow and fold. Reach through your feet, rise all the way up. Big stretch at the top. And to your heart, exhale. Flow with your breath for just a moment. Inhale, reach up. Let's add a baby back bend with our exhale. So cactus your arms, curl open. So rather than lean back, curl open. Inhale, re-extend and realign. With your exhale, swan dive. Try not to rush it. Take your time. Then deeply fold. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Exhale. Plant your hands, feet back. Move through your vinyasa however you would like. End up in tabletop position. Oh, no rush. If you want to go back to down dog for a quick second and then set your knees down, that's fine. Once you're on all fours, make sure you're spreading your fingers, you're pushing the ground away. So you want to build strength in your arms, your shoulders, and your pectoral muscles, your chest muscles. Draw your belly button in and up. Take your left arm forward and your right leg back. Spinal balance. So we're not going for a smiley face shape. We're going for a strong, straight, powerful line of energy. So hips are square, navel to spine is already happening. You feel that connection. Take one more inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee like you're moving in slow motion. Good. Nice, Marriott. Inhale, re-extend, realign, strong and straight. Exhale, elbow to knee like you're moving through honey. Beautiful, friends. Again, lengthen. Strong and powerful. Last time with your exhale, elbow to knee. Curl in, round even through your mid-back. Good, Tracy. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, set your left hand down. And pivot on your left knee. So your left foot comes to the outside of your yoga mat. And then right arm to the sky. Modified side plank. If you want to set your right foot down, totally fine with me. Take your right arm forward towards the front wall, bicep next to your ear. Work the length in your right side. So really reach and breathe into that length. Thanks, Sophia. You can stay here or final option, bend your right knee, grab hold of your right foot, kick and pull. So as you kick foot into hand, you're also pulling your hand back into your foot. Spread your toes as you hold your foot in your hand. Press your hips gently forward. Yeah, one more big, huge, full body breath. And end of your exhale, slowly come back. Hands and knees, tabletop. Just a moment of intuitive movement. Move your hips, move your head, your shoulders. Neutralize your spine. And then let's set up for our gated thread the needle. So left leg now, out to the left, toes face forward. Before we go right into it, hips forward and back a few times. So like you're coming into a gated cobra and a gated child's pose. Just working somewhere in between. And your left toes can turn up towards the sky as you explore here. Finish the round you are on. Come back to neutral. So your left foot, your left heel is straight out from your left hip and your left toes face forward. Right arm out to the right and then all the way up. Great big inhale. As you exhale, thread it through. So reach, 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 and then come down to rest. Breathe into your back body. Anywhere you want to take it. Any way you want to explore. Make sure your breath is there. Very good. Soft face, soft jaw. Last couple rounds. If you do have your left hand lifted, bring it back to the earth. Next inhalation, unthread your right arm. Reach it up as high as you can. Maybe you want to take an extra breath. See if you can open even more. Eventually, your right hand comes down. And then your left foot swings over, left tiptoes off the right side of your yoga mat. Start from your hips, pull them over towards the windows. And then gaze back over your right shoulder. Maybe explore on your own a bit. Maybe you peekaboo, look under your arms, underneath your chest. Maybe you rock forward, arch your spine, come down to your forearms, bend your elbows. One more breath. Back to tabletop, back to downward facing dog. All right. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Keep your hips square for this one. Left leg strong. Left hip faces down and back. And then with your right leg, what feels best? Bending your right knee, coming up to your right tiptoes like you could pounce forward, or stretching through the back of your right leg. Make sure you don't just plop into it so you're not just hanging out. There's muscle energy. There's lots going on. You can feel your breath moving through you. One more big inhale. Send your breath all the way up into your left foot. Exhale, left knee to your nose. Round your spine. Push the ground away. Stay here as you breathe in. See if you can lift your waistline. Nice job. Step forward softly. Low lunge. And then crescent lunge as you're ready. Nice, Lily. So front knee over front ankle, high on the ball of your back foot. Square off your hips. So a lot of times I have to square off my hips more than I think to actually get them to square. So I think I've got square hips and I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, there's more. And then I feel more stable. So really feel that connection to center. It's like you want your back inner thigh to rotate up towards the ceiling. Yeah, lift your heart. Arms reach high, gaze up, soften around the pose, soften your face. One more inhale. Exhale, hands to your front thigh, lean forward. So preparing for your balance. If you need to bring your back foot forward a little bit, that's okay. Think of puffing up through your low back as you draw your belly button back and up. When you're ready, lean forward and just float your back leg off the ground. Your back leg is super strong. So if it feels like it weighs 1,000,000 pounds, probably you're not engaging any muscles in your leg or your foot. So make your foot and your leg really strong. Bend your standing leg if it's helpful. Square your hips. Back inner thigh wants to rotate up towards the sky. Maybe add some arms. One more deep breath. Awesome, Chris. Awesome, Danny. End of your exhale, crescent, soft landing. Arms reach up, breathe in. Exhale, hands come down. Pyramid stance. So back foot steps forward about a foot or so. And just for today, feet on 2 train tracks, all 10 toes face directly forward. Halfway lift, hands wherever you want them. So maybe to your hips, maybe to your front shin, maybe to blocks. With your spine long, bend your front leg, your left knee, and then slowly re-straighten it. Maybe by taking your hand into that crease in your hip and literally pushing your left hip back. Imagine there's a rope attached to your left butt cheek and it's pulling up towards the ceiling. So left hip way back, crown of your head way forward. Stay rooted through the inner edges of your feet. One more big inhale. When you're ready, work your fold, exhale. So forehead towards your shin, nose towards your knee, navel towards your spine, right butt cheek pulls back and lifts up. Use your breath. Every single exhale, that's your invitation to dive deeper, fold further. So this pose, you can really just hang out and nothing much really happens. Or you can work it really intentionally with your awareness and your breath, and so much is happening. You feel that little tremble. I call it the sacred tremble. It's your edge. Breathe into it, soften around it, 1 or 2 more rounds. Really good. Nice, Christine. Good hips, you guys. All right. Next time you inhale, back to a halfway lift, hands to your hips, and then press into your feet, rise all the way up to stand. So take a moment just to gaze down at your hips and see, are they straight across from one another? If not, adjust. Take your arms to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, we'll twist to the left. So right arm forward, left arm back. Pull your left hip back, right hip forward. Feel your inner thighs squeeze more. Stay rooted through the inner edges of both feet. Twist from your center, broaden through your shoulders. Maybe gaze back over your left hand, little balance challenge. Take 1 more round. Legs stay the same. Unwind your upper body. Inhale, arms reach up. Baby back bend with your exhale. So keep your square hips, little tone in your belly, curl open. Practice your arms, lift your heart. Inhale, re-extend, realign. Swan dive as you exhale. So left hip is pulling back as your heart is reaching forward. Take it all the way down. So hold for maybe a breath or 2. And then come into your standing splits. Walk your hands forward. Float your back leg up. Lengthening from your left foot all the way up to your right toes. Yeah, hug in with your left inner thigh. Use the connection to your center to lift you out of your left leg. Beautiful poses, friends. Strong through your right foot. Active through your toes. If there's a place you want to play, go for it. Last couple rounds. Soften your face. One last big inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Set your right foot down, top of your mat. Give your left leg a little shake out or kind of pedal out to your heels. Move your hips from side to side. Heel toe your feet out to the width of your mat. Toes wider than heels, or if you can keep your feet parallel, keep your feet parallel. Low yogi squat, malasana. All right, you can stay where you're at. So just like we did last time, hold and breathe. If you want more, take your arms overhead, press your palms together. Try not to round and look down, but press your arms back and your chest forward as much as you're able to. Soft face. Long spine. Big deep breath. Last couple. Really nice. End of your next exhalation. Fingertips come down. Lift your hips up. Heel toe your feet in, about hips width distance or big toes touch. Up to you. On an inhale, halfway lift, realign your spine. Exhale, bow and fold. Root through your feet. Take it all the way to stand, arms reach. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Inhale, arms to the sky, moving with breath for just a moment. Baby back bend. So work your back bend with the strength in your back body, not by just collapsing. Inhale, re-extend and realign. Swan dive down with your exhale. Ha. All right, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step back to plank and pause. Come down one arm at a time to your forearms, forearm plank. Hold. So elbows under shoulders, forearms are no wider. Forearms are parallel, palms face down. If you want to modify, you can interlace your fingers. Your elbows are no wider than your shoulders. Draw your belly button in and up and see if you can feel your breath in your back body. Lengthen the back of your neck. See if you can squeeze through the fronts of your thighs. Stay where you're at, or option to hover your right toes above the ground. So you don't have to go high, but just hover. Everything else stays still. Breathe into your back body, soften your face, elongate through the back of your neck. One more round. If your right toes are lifted, set them down. Lift your left toes, hover. Your left leg stays strong, and everything else stays still, quiet, breathe. So even as you use all this strength, can you find a little bit of softness around it? One more breath. Good job, friends. Set your left toes down. Walk your toes in towards your elbows, coming into dolphin. I promise you get to rest after this, so stick with me. Lift your hips super high. An invisible rope is attached to your belly button. It's pulling straight up. See if you can keep squeezing in through your elbows and your upper arms. Keep pushing the ground away with your forearms. Stay where you're at, or if you want to explore, lift one leg, then the other, even play with little hops towards forearm stand. Go for it. See if you can take 3 more breaths. If you're holding dolphin, relax your neck, press your chest back. Lift your hips. One last round. Huge full body breath. End of your exhale, everything comes down. So feet down, knees down, child's pose, maybe embryo pose, or even hero's pose. And just take a moment to feel your body, to feel your breath. Feel the energy moving through you. Your next couple of rounds, downward facing dog. All right, inhale, take your right leg to the sky. Open up your right hip, so bend your right knee. Keep pressing through both hands, strong through both shoulders, but your right hip just stacks on top of left. See if you can lift your right knee a tiny bit higher. One more inhale. Exhale, right knee, left elbow, or just as close as you can come. Inhale, 3-legged down dog. You can open your hip if you want. Right to right, so aim as high as you can. Push the ground away as you come forward. Yes, inhale, 3-legged. Now listen, pigeon pose. So nice and easy, right shin to the top of your mat. Set your body down gently. So right knee towards the outer right edge of your yoga mat. Nice cam. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward. So find connection to center, the integrity, the structure of the pose. Right hip pulls back and even slightly up as your heart moves forward and down. If you would rather take this in a seat or on your back instead, please feel free. Send your breath all the way down into your hips. Notice, where are you tightening that you don't need to be? Maybe through your shoulders, through your jaw, back of your heart. Big deep breath. About 3 more. Open mouth exhales if you'd like. Slowly, end of your next exhalation, start to lift your upper body. We're gonna come into a seat. So if you're in regular pigeon, just nice and easy, let your hips open, sit over onto your right butt cheek, swing your left leg around. Everyone take both legs out in front of you, give them a little shake out for a moment. And then left leg will stay extended. Bring the sole of your right foot to your left inner thigh. So kind of like a tree pose, but sitting on the ground. Rather than opening to the side of the room, we're going to square our hips forward. So you might take your left inner thigh, spiral it down, kind of move your butt out of the way. Press your foot into your leg into your foot, flex your left toes. Get as tall as you can through your spine. So if it helps, fingertips behind you. Maybe this is where you stay. Otherwise, arms reach up, inhale. As you exhale, heart reaches forward, butt reaches back. So lengthen, dive, and then fold. I like to bring my left hand kind of out to my left side and back behind me. Use it to propel myself forward a little bit. You can do whatever you'd like. Just think of squaring your chest over your extended leg, pulling your left butt cheek back as you reach your heart forward. And then each exhale is that invitation to dive just a little bit deeper from the inside. Yeah, thanks, Chris. Take about 3 more deep breaths. So just being with the pose, not trying to just get through it, but actually feeling it, working it, softening around it. Take one last round. Dive as deep as you can with your exhale. End of your exhale, you can roll up or you can lead with your heart to come up. You choose. Turn now to your right. Bring your right hand down behind you, fingers face away. Press into your right hand. Lift your hips. You can root down into your left foot as you lift your hips. Left arm reaches back. It's like a modified side plank, or turn it into more of a back bend, a modified wild thing. So let your heart curl open. Take one more round wherever you're at. Lots of space, lots of length. End of your exhale, bring your sit bones down. We'll meet back in down dog, so you can get there your own way if you want to. Option for boat pose. So balancing on your sit bones. Biggest, I think, I don't know, like people think always that boat pose is just on your tailbone. It's so much easier to hang out on your tailbone. See if you can balance on your sit bones, and that's where you have to engage your core. So navel to spine, hug in with your inner thighs, lift your heart. Biggest misconception, I guess, is what I'm looking for. So heart lifts, navel to spine, breathe, yeah. If you want more, you can reach your arms forward, back overhead. You can extend your legs. Take 1 or 2 more rounds. When you are ready, you'll cross your ankles, rock forward. You can either hop back to a chaturanga with bent elbows or step back 1 foot at a time. Move through a vinyasa or skip it. Find your way back to down dog. Find your breath. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Open your left hip. So as you open your left hip, try not to collapse through your right shoulder. Those shoulders stay strong, hands stay rooted. Nice, Kate. Take 1 more big inhale here. Awesome, Cam. As you exhale, left knee, right elbow, or as close as you can come. So push the ground away. Yes, inhale back up. You can open your hip if you want. Left to left. Exhale, aim high. Yeah, inhale back up. And then pigeon pose as you are ready. Left shin forward, set your body down gently. Left knee towards the outer left edge of your yoga mat. Pull your left hip back. Plug the femur bone into the socket. Thanks, Christine. Bow forward as you're ready. If you'd rather take this in a seat or on your back, of course. Always fine with me. Big, deep breath. Where can you soften? Where are you holding or resisting? You don't need to be. Take about 3 to 5 more rounds. One more round. Big, huge breath, maybe open mouth, exhale. Slowly start your transition into your seats. So eventually, both legs out in front of you. Give your legs that little shake out. And then sole of your left foot to your right inner thigh. And rather than opening your hips to the left, square your hips forward. Pull your right butt cheek back and maybe even take your right inner thigh, spiral it down and out. So you're already on the front edge of your right sit bone. Press your left foot into your leg, leg into your foot, flex your right toes. If it's helpful, hands behind you to find your long spine. Arms to the sky, inhale. Exhale, dive down. So reach, right butt cheek back, heart forward, then release. Maybe your right hand comes back behind you to help you work the pose. That's just what I like. You do not have to take that variation. Make sure your right toes don't rotate out to the right or in, but they face straight up. If anything, they rotate a little bit in, so don't let them rotate out. Your inner thigh is working down towards the ground. Take about 3 or 4 more breaths. So rather than just getting into the pose and holding it for as long as you can until it's over, get into the pose and be with it every single breath. Good. Exhale, navel to spine, dive a little deeper. Take 1 more round. End of your exhale, slowly either roll or lead with your heart to come up. And then turn now to your left. Left hand comes back behind you to the ground, fingers face away. Press into your left hand, lift your hips, reach your right arm back, lengthen your right side. Maybe open your heart, so modified wild thing. Wherever you've chosen to be, lots of length, lots of space. 1 more big breath. Good. End of your exhale, sit bones down. And then you can take both legs out in front of you for a moment. Eventually, I'm going to have you turn to face the right side of the room in a wide-legged straddle position. So take your legs, both legs out as wide as they will go. And try to get onto the front edge of your sit bones. So you might take your inner thighs, spiral them down, flex your toes, get as tall as you can. If it's hard to sit up tall, fingertips behind you, this is your pose. This is where you stay. Otherwise, arms to the sky, inhale. As you exhale, heart forward, butt back. So lengthen, 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 and then fold. Hands can come to the ground in front of you, or sometimes I like to grab my feet. Try to keep your feet, your toes facing straight up. Don't let them roll back, especially. And then every exhale, there's your invitation. Dive a little deeper, fold a little further. This is the exact same pose you do all the time in my class when we're on our feet, that wide-legged forward fold. And you're just seated. Why does it feel so much harder? You don't have gravity helping you. So can you use your own body to find the space to soften? Very good. I love all the awareness. Take about 2 more deep breaths. Good, friends. Very end of your next exhale, slowly either roll up or you can lead with your heart. And then once you're back to your neutral spine, take your right leg and bring it forward. So now facing towards the front of your mat. Lower all the way onto your back, nice and easy, and hug your knees in. Gentle rock from side to side. Just massage your low back for a moment. And then set your feet on the ground with your knees bent. Extend your right leg straight up and bring your hands behind your right thigh. So neutral spine, pull the backs of your shoulders down and really try to root down through the back of your right hip. It's like you're plugging the femur bone into your right hip socket. You can keep your left foot on the ground with your knee bent or slide your left foot forward, extend your left leg long. Keep your neutral spine, and if your left leg is now long, imagine there's a heavy sandbag on top of your left thigh. If you can keep your neutral spine and walk your hands further up the length of your leg, go for it. You can stay here, or if you want to add a little bit of core now, lift your upper body, forehead towards your shin, nose towards your knee, walk your hands up the length of your leg. Hover your left leg, it's extended forward, hover it about 6 inches above the ground. Draw your belly button down, so press down through your low back. Yeah, maybe lift even higher through your upper body, but try not to strain through your face or your neck. Take one last round, forehead towards your shin, nose towards your knee, navel towards your spine. End of your exhale, let it all go. Bend your right knee, hug your right knee up towards your right armpit. So hands around the front of your right shin, give it a big squeeze as you take a big Buddha belly breath. Half happy baby with your right leg. The sole of your right foot faces the sky. Hold down with your right arm. Press up through your heel, neutral spine. One more breath. And release your right leg. Extend both legs long. Take both arms overhead. Full body stretch. So as you reach, if your ribs lift a lot, see if you can press down through the backs of your ribs, even just a little bit. Feel that engagement of your lowest, deepest abdominals as you press down through your back ribs. Take one more inhale. Exhale, knees bent, feet on the ground, arms down by your sides. Extend your left leg straight up. Hands behind your left thigh, press through your heel, flex your toes. So neutral spine, backs of your shoulders. root down. The back of your left hip roots down. Stay here or extend your right leg forward. Yeah, so keeping your neutral spine. If you want to walk your hands further up the length of your leg, if that's available to you, feel free. Keep pressing through your heel. Imagine a heavy sandbag on top of your right thigh. And then now if you want to add some core, last couple of breaths or so, lift your upper body, forehead towards your shin, nose towards your knee, hover your right leg about 6 inches above the ground, navel towards your spine, press your low back down. Try not to strain through your face. Yeah, active through your feet, lift a little higher, draw your low belly down, down, down. One more round. End of your exhale, let it go. Bend your left knee, hands around the front of your left shin, squeeze. Big belly breath as you squeeze your left knee in and up. Half happy baby. Pull down with your arm, press up through your heel, flex your toes. Full body stretch, arms long, legs long. Again, if your ribs lift a lot, press down through the back of your ribs, even just the tiniest bit, feel the difference. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, drop both knees towards your belly, gentle rock. Supine spinal twist of your choice. You can go to either side first. Just allow the ground to hold more of you, more of your weight with each breath. Your next couple rounds, switch to the other side. Breathe all the way down into your belly, all the way to empty every time you exhale. And once you feel pretty much even with your twist on both sides, no rush. Back to center and take any inversion for about 5 to 7 breaths. Anything that puts your hips or your legs higher than your heart. It can be something more restorative or something more challenging. And then no rush. But when you feel complete with your inversion, ease your way out and take any just finishing poses. Anything else that your body is calling for to complete your practice. Maybe a full happy baby. Maybe one last squeeze of your knees in. You're just resting with your feet together, knees apart, or feet apart, knees together. So slowly start to find your way into your final relaxation. And just a thought for you as you move into your Shavasana. This is my Kori Mascara. It says there are 3 layers of a moment: the experience, the awareness of our experience, and the story we tell ourselves about our experience. Be watchful of the story. There are 3 layers of a moment: the experience, our awareness of the experience, and the story we tell ourselves about the experience. Be watchful of the story. Start to notice, what do you actually feel in your body? And what are you making up in your mind? Just be watchful of your thoughts. Watchful of the stories we tell ourselves. Just over and over again, can you come back to this place inside that is unchanging, unswayed, it doesn't move so quickly, your essence, your center. And just let everything flow through. So these last few moments are yours, just to simply be, to observe, and to witness, to experience every layer of this moment, breath by breath. Shavasana. Take a deep breath in and let it go. And just bring gentle movement back into your body. And when you're ready, roll to either side, fetal position. Take a couple breaths there. Staying as relaxed and connected to your center as possible. Ease your way up to your seated meditation. So ending right where we began. Sit up tall, feel into the length of your spine, back of your neck. Close your eyes and gather your hands to your heart. Just bow your head to your heart. Acknowledge yourself for showing up this morning on your mat, taking the time to be with yourself, to feel your body, to connect with your breath. Thank you so much for letting me guide you. Namaste. Bye, Zoomers.